Hey there, guys. Just to let you guys know, this is a few clips on a loop. As I just go over this topic. Recovery and heavy bench. For me, leading into this session, forearms and elbows are starting to feel pretty taxed. I'm about 6 weeks into this comp prep. I only have another 2 weeks and it's competition. Ideally, next week I'd like to deload, but with the competition sort of the week after, it's not ideal. Monday's training session, I'm going to make ridiculously light and then go heavy again on the Friday. I'm fortunate now, with the bench press and, the equipped bench, I can now get the 302.5 to touch the chest. Doing so sort of threw me a bit out of position. When I pressed it up, I ended up hitting the sort of like the J hook on the bench, and that just threw out the lockout. Otherwise, I think I probably would have had it. Leading into that session, as I said, I felt cooked. My forearms were really quite fatigued, from the previous week and all the additional volume. When I find myself sort of in a situation like that and recovery is not on par, um, you know, it might sound counterproductive, but one of the best things that I found that's worked is simply just doing more bench press, but very, very light. Because at the end of the day, it's, blood flow that's going to help you with your recovery. And if you're benching, really light, you might even bench the bar or just put a plate either side, depending on your strength level. For me, I'm just going to put a plate either side for Monday, and I'm probably going to do 10 sets of 10. Very lightweight, but it just pumps a whole lot of blood into the area. And, blood is what's going to carry all the nutrients and everything else that's going to be needed for recovery. The other good thing, when doing very, very light bench, if you throw in some very light rows as well, you get the reciprocal inhibition effect working quite well. Chest gets to switch off, when you're doing your back and sort of vice versa. It's the concept holds up quite well. It doesn't, translate perfectly into real world application because when I bench press, I retract my scapula and the rest of it. So there's a little bit of upper back involvement. But for the most part, it works really quite well. At least rowing, chest gets to switch off a fair bit. As for the forearms, yeah, I'll pump a fair bit of blood into them as well and finish off by probably just doing, barbell curls, just an empty bar, 5 sets of 20, and again, just pumping blood into the forearms to help with recovery. With both, bench press and say rows, and even, barbell curls, you still have to grab the bar, so there's still a lot of, flexion of the forearms. So there's not much I can do in terms of, working the extensors of the forearms. Best thing I can do is sort of like stretch out my forearms and sort of press my fingers against a power rack, and sort of let them bend back slightly and hold it for a minute or so, just to get a good stretch. But, the thing that's, cooked the most is just deep forearms. So, again, I'm just hoping that, all the lightweight bench press coming up next week plays a big role in recovery. I also think, some of the Mondays have been doing a set of 10 at, say, 180 kilos, followed off by, back offsets at 140 kilos from anywhere from 10 reps to 20 reps. So I'm going to cut that all the way down just to a plate either side, or maybe even just 100 kilos. And just stick to, 4 sets of 10 for the most part. And if I'm going really light plate, as I said, 10 sets of 10. And yeah, just letting, blood flow basically do all the recovery. Ideally, I'd like to eat a lot more, but I got to stay in this weight class. I'm pretty much dead on 110 in the morning. But, if I needed to sauna, that's fine. But the biggest problem I'm going to face is if I gained weight and then used the sauna, it's not going to help me with the bench shirt because the bench shirt's still going to be ridiculously tight. So I can't really afford for my upper body to grow too much because, it's going to throw off the bench shirt even more. And I'm only just, mastering it and getting it to my chest. So I don't particularly want to go throw another spanner in the works by, bulking up another 3-4 kilos, which, would be perfectly acceptable normally because it's a 24-hour weigh-in. But I got to make sure this bench shirt fits correctly. And, the record's 300 kilos, so I'm probably going to open at 302 and a half, and give myself 3 attempts at it. Even if I don't get the record, I've progressed a lot. Best I'd ever done in comp was 280. So, I'm progressing, I'm getting stronger, but I'm, enjoying equipped lifting as well. And my raw bench is slowly going north. So, yeah, that's sort of where I'm sitting at the moment. If you guys have any questions, comment below. Any feedback's always welcomed. Otherwise, yeah, hit like and subscribe and have a great day wherever you are.